The face reveal is happening. Listen, it's finally time that Dream is revealing his face, which is cool and all. It's dope that Dream has a face, but let's talk about what we're really excited about. The Manhunt in real life, how it will look, and things Dream needs to do for it to succeed, and the barriers that could cause it to flop harder than a fish that has been taken out of wet water. In past videos, we briefly mentioned it, but today we are going to completely break it down and figure out exactly what the hunt will look like. Here's a quick concept that I've created of what it will look like.
Oh my god!
When Dream posted the 500 grand finale manhunt, he made a little offhand mention about the fact that he was going to do a manhunt in real life. This got a bunch of people excited, especially myself. I'm an above average size sports fan, and in addition to that, watching YouTubers attempting anything that causes mildly physical strain is incredibly entertaining. By the way, my offer as a trainer still stands. That and a cameraman. I'm strapped either way. But what on earth will the hunt actually look like? Well, I think I have an idea that establishes a formula that I'm willing to bet Dream will follow. Now, I specifically make the caveat that I will be establishing the formula because I don't live in Florida, so there's no chance I can name the specifics of what he's going to do. That being said, I'm so confident that I will post for an NFT right now that you can screenshot and use as a receipt when he releases the video. To start off, there needs to be a new objective. As much as we'd love to see it, it's just unfortunately not feasible for Dream to transport to another dimension to kill a dragon. The passport needed to do that takes about 10 years to get, and despite how long it's taken for Dream to do a face reveal, the 10-year wait is just a little too long between uploads, I think, even for him. So what will his objective be? Well, I see two potential possibilities. I know it kind of seems like cheating to say it could be anything, but remember, we're establishing the formula, not filling in the blanks. Consider this the objective blank. I see two options. First, I see either that he would do something that would be symbolically the same as killing the Ender Dragon, and the second would be a time limit. With a time limit, let's just say Dream has about 4 hours to survive without being caught, or something along those lines. I personally think that this is the better option, since as the hunt will have a lot of unknowns, it will give the hunters a more clear motivation to hunt better, as the time limit is a wonderful motivator. Although I think that this is the better option, I actually don't think that Dream will do this. In the case of making a manhunt in real life video, completing the proverbial task of killing the Ender Dragon has more retention weight to it over a time limit, especially for the first real life manhunt video. Despite the two different objectives, the process that Dream takes to win could be the same for both paths, a series of checkpoints along the way that has to be completed before moving on to the next. Think of this more closely mirrored to MrBeast's Hunters videos, rather than Dream arriving in an area, solving a puzzle, and then moving forward. Both Dream and the Hunters know what Dream's final task is. Let's just say, purely to have an example, that his final task is to break a dragon pinata that's at the entrance to Disney World. Dream knows where the pinata is, but the Hunters don't. All they know is that they have to catch Dream before he gets there, wherever it is, and breaks the pinata. If they can do that, the Hunters win. Dream's job is then to get to Disney World and break the pinata, of course, but he will have to create stops along the way where he can get some sort of advantage over the Hunters. This is the part that would mirror MrBeast videos. MrBeast would rent out a movie theater or shop or field or whatever it may be, and he'll have some sort of trick there that's meant to throw the Hunters for a loop while he's still keeping them close by to keep the video entertaining. Of course, it's easier said than paid to rent out a theater, but the premise of creating checkpoints along the way still remains the same. And realistically, that's as simple as it gets to set up the hunt. All I'm asking for is a 5% royalty payment for the idea, but the premise is purposely broad and ambiguous for a reason. In my own real life, I plan a lot of group events, and we do a lot of the same events every year, but they all have a broad premise to them that we keep with each year. That allows me to have freedom to manipulate and change what happens in the middle of that premise so that each event is unique from the previous years. The same exact deal is for Dream, because let's be real, if the manhunt in real life video does well and the squad enjoys making it, he will definitely do more than one. But even with that premise set, there are most definitely points that Dream needs to avoid and ones that he needs to nail. To start off, the same point that I've made every single time I've mentioned the real life manhunt. Be at least in okay shape. You don't need to be ready to run a marathon, but if you're dying after the first 100 meters, that's gonna make the video painful to watch. I love watching gamers struggle to do physical activity, but 30 minutes of George complaining about being tired would easily ruin a manhunt pretty quickly, even if it's well executed. Hey man, my training offer still stands. What do you want to do? You want to do some curls? You want to do some calf races? You know, get some claws going, get the burn. I could do this, man. I could train you. I'm just saying. My offer still stands. So Huh? The second big aspect to strive for is camera work. Now, the nice thing about doing a manhunt is that no one is expecting cinematic shots. Shaky chest-mounted GoPros and handheld cameras will more than get the job done. But both Dream and the hunters need someone to film them at all times. Aside from the people chase cameras, there are 2.5 more types of cameras that you need. One is a drone. That's mainly for location establishing shots, and then your car-mounted cameras or security cameras. Those are both 0.75 of a camera, so that's where the math checks out. Aside from that, you're set. Chest-mounted mics would be handy, but you can definitely get away without them if need be. At this point, we've essentially hit everything that you need. We ran through them pretty quickly, so let's go back through again to make sure we're all on the same page. We have the end objective, either a time limit or end accomplishment. And along the way, there are objectives for Dream to complete. The Dream team needs to be at least in okay shape. They need cameras not only mounted to them, but to have someone filming them, and they need cameras on location, and they need Phil Super taking care of it. Please let me know if there's anything else that you think Dream should do in his real life manhunt. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas for checkpoints or if you notice something else that I have missed. Listen, I could go on about what else Dream needs to do, how it's structured, but realistically, it then begins to overcomplicate what doesn't need overcomplicating, and the easiest way to avoid overcomplication is to have someone else worrying about filming it. I honestly thought that this video was going to end up being a 10-minute video essay, but the premise is actually super simple. I can't wait to see you down in Florida, Dream. Just let me know when to buy the ticket, cause I will. Okay, bye.